I know this is pretty intense, and I mean, I've been studying this since the 90s, and it's taken me this whole time to digest it, and I'm throwing it all out here in one show, and I know it's got to be overwhelming for the average person to even consider what I'm saying here. Claudie, are you on? Would you like to add something?
Yes, sir. Thank you very much. Wonderful show, lots of information. Understand that it took a long time to assemble it and then to share it. The point that I would just like to share is that extraterrestrial, alien, quote-unquote, incidences have been a part of my life since I got here. I remember as a little girl hiding in the back of my closet because I thought they couldn't find me, but I saw them every night. And it continued on through childhood, teenagehood, adulthood, and it just really got to the point where I couldn't take it much more, and that's when I found Eckankar, was in it for 40 or 50 years, and finally saw that Eckankar had changed from what Paul Twitchell had presented in the beginning. His writings were, some people call plagiarized, but they brought out the exact truth that was needed at that point in time in the 60s, and now it has continued on through Darwin, it continued on through Harold, and these two men further damaged the message. Now we have Duane the Great Writer, who has straightened out everything and brought the corrections to the forefront. And helping him is Robert here, the presentation of today's show, which brought out the information that has been our human history for thousands of years. Because we were educated from, or brought up from monkeyhood to humanhood, we were able to be easily manipulated. And even today, commercials on television, on the radio, or whatever, can easily influence us to buy a product. And the whole life is centered around buying something, working for money, and continuing on in this fashion, this agenda. So now a lot of people are tired of this scenario and are starting to look around, and they need help by us sharing our stories. I share stories, Robert shares stories, Val has shared stories. There are many among us who either have one viewpoint or another, but it's the sharing, the complex that is created, the network that is created of people sharing information. And by sharing, we're able to enlighten the rest of humanity, because there are pockets of people out there having the same thoughts that you're having, and they're wondering about it, but they have no one and nowhere to find it. Yet the all is, which is a part of the new presentation from Duane the Great Writer, leads us straight to the information we need. And how does it do that? Oh, the simplest of methods. As Bob had said at the beginning of the show, sing the new you. 15 minutes before bed, 15 minutes after you wake up. Ask a question. Look for the answer, because it is always given to you at the moment you ask the question. So here's the information. Robert's breaking it down to an easier to recognize assembly, and then we can go on from there. Every time you sing the new you song, it irritates those who would try to keep us enslaved. It makes them want to have you stopped. It makes them want to get out of the area that you're in. So yes, it's a very powerful, wonderful opportunity to clean up our planet. It's badly infested. We're infested with sickness and poverty and disease, and we can get rid of it by simply getting rid of the bad reptilians that have tried to enslave humanity for thousands of years. It's simple, new you. And you've done a great service to your fellow humans. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Claudie. Anybody else like to say something?
Yes, am I on or?
Yes, you're live. Go ahead, sir.
Yes, I came across your show. It's very interesting. I guess I bought into what Jesus Christ was all about, but I'm still comfortable with that, but I broke it down into the most simplest, basic way of how we should be living our lives and putting the Creator first, and secondly, loving our neighbors ourselves. But most people can't even resonate with that because they're caught up in the material world. I've been set up in all kinds of schemes. I have very powerful synchronicities. I was curious when you mentioned the number 44, too, because that was the year I was born, 1944. I just turned 75. But I have a website, if I can share it, that has all kinds of interesting things on there. I've had UFO, paranormal, and near-death. I don't tell anybody how to believe, but I do say that I believe we incarnate on this planet to learn unconditional love, and as we learn it, we're supposed to be a blessing to others, and that we will be accountable for everything we do when we go back into spirit. So I think you were alluding to some of that. Again, I don't have all the answers. I'm not looking to be a savior. I'm only looking to be a way shower and say, this is what I found. Take a good look at it. And the young lady that was speaking just before me about sharing, I have a very powerful poem I'm now looking for a master licensor of to change the whole dynamics of global philanthropy. And this poem has some legs to it. It's only 3 lines long. It's titled Caring, Sharing. It reads, if you dare to care, then share. If you share, pay heed. God will reward every good deed. In my mind, that's what really sums up what life should be all about. But I don't know what you think is the end game, but I don't even know about reincarnation, because in the Christian faith, I guess they say that doesn't happen yet. I'm open to that for some reason. I feel that maybe we do keep coming back to raise our consciousness to what we learn until we can achieve a higher consciousness and maybe go somewhere else in the unlimited universe to do other things to help others. So I'd love to hear your feedback on that, and if you like, I can give you 3 words that will bring you to this big website, because I even share common background with President Trump, unbelievably, and I pray for him. I hope that he'll get out of his ego, but he's so deep into it that he's causing his own problems in my mind too. And I certainly don't agree with trade wars. That's old paradigm. So I'm bringing in actually new ways of looking and doing at things and telling people election days every day buy a product. You can have the best product, the best customer service. It's no longer enough. Companies have to be good to their employees, their customers, the environment, and give back to the community in ethical, legal, moral ways. That's the shift I think everybody should be waking up to. And I do say it in interviews too, if you're buying lead-based painted toys out of China through Walmart, your kids don't have a choice, but you do. A lot of people don't even know. Walmart paid a fine a few years ago of $82 million for dumping pesticides down storm drains. So what's to prevent them from doing it again or doing something else until they get caught? We are, when we wake up. Enough of us, we're far more than they are, so we can shift things beautifully if people will just go to that God energy of love, bring it into your heart, into your family, into the community. Stop fighting and arguing. That's a fact. Nobody ever wins an argument, but if you bring forth a solution with respect in the communities, in the states, in the country, and for the whole world, we can tamp down the chaos
sir,
quickly.
Can I interrupt you here?
Yeah, sure.
You know what you're saying, has been true in the past. However, you're missing the main point of what we do with the new presentation.
Right.
What you have to realize that you're a great being of light that came down into creation.
Right.
Even in the Bible it says, in the beginning God created the heavens and the earth, and it's a real life simulator. We came here to get experiences. And after a period of time, this whole creation and everybody in it is going to be destroyed. And everybody that gets destroyed in creation is going to have to start their life all over as an atom and go through eons of time to get back to the same level you are now. And the real God came from beyond creation, sent his real guides into creation to say, to give everybody an opportunity to say you can get out of creation now. You have an opportunity that hasn't happened in millions and millions of years to meet with the real guides and go back to the real universes of God and get out of this creation. And it may never. This may be the only chance you ever get to get out of creation before it's destroyed, and we have the galactic reset that I talked about earlier. So all the things that you are saying all apply to reincarnation and staying in creation. Reincarnation, you'll go through endless life cycles of reincarnation and then the global reset, and then you have to start life all over. The real guides are here to give you an opportunity to leave this creation simulator and get back to the real worlds of God. So where do you want to be?
Well, again, I don't have all the answers. I can appreciate what you're saying, but I have to go with what my heart resonates with, and so far that's where I am. So I guess I'm not going to be saved.
That's wonderful. That's fine. Yeah, that's very fine, sir. Absolutely. You have the full right to do that. If you want to stay in reincarnation or stay where you are, it's your choice.
Yeah, I just don't know, except that I feel that love is God energy, and that's what we should be focused on instead of the fear and the manipulation. And I agree with everything you said about the wars and everything. I bring that out in interviews too. But I appreciate again what you're saying. I'm just not there yet, perhaps. But
perhaps if you want to find out for sure,
I'm pretty comfortable with where I am, and I already had the near death and came back. So I really am here to show people to get out of the deeper darkness that they're in and maybe achieve where I'm at, and then see what you're talking about. But I don't resonate beyond where I am right now with the things that you're talking about. I stay with Jesus Christ because, like the poem Footprints in the Sand, I have example after example. When I let go and let God and held my face rock solid, I've seen my way through everything.
Well, just one parting comment I have for you, sir, is that everything that Jesus taught when he walked on earth was given to him by the real guides.
Beautiful. And
what you read in the Bible
with that. I thank you for that.
Yeah, what you read in the Bible is not exactly what Jesus taught.
Right. Oh, I realize that fully. No, the Book of Thomas and there's other lost teachings. I know that. I love the miracles that they discuss in the Bible, but I know a lot of things can be interpreted in all kinds of different ways. So I don't read the Bible like a lot of people do all the time and try and say, well, all the answers are in the Bible, which some people say too. But no, I agree with that wholeheartedly.
I went down that road, and I know what you're saying. But
right.
I'm out of time here.
Just so you can see who I am, if I can share a big website, and then you can criticize it, and maybe it'll help other people that are further up the ladder than I am too, and it might help me too.
Okay, go ahead.
Yes, I'm going to just give you 3 words, and it'll bring you right to it. My last name, Traulson. The first letter is T like Tom, and R-A.
Sir, I can't really use your. I can't really use your name on this Blog Talk Radio show.
All right. Well, you have my number. You can call me if you. I don't do email or texting, but call me and I'll give it to you off air, and then you can review it and share whatever you like.
I don't know if we can. You can give me the website. Just give me the website, and then we'll go from there.
All right. That's what I was trying to give 3 words, but the actual website is www.rooting, ROOTING, out, OUT, corruption, CORRUPTION, .weebly, WEEB, like boy, LY.com, rootingoutcorruption.weebly.com. The reason I gave the 3 words is sometimes it takes people 10 times if they don't keep the words connected and the dots in the right place, but that is the actual website, and I thank you for giving it, and any critiques that you want to put out there, I'm open to. Again, I don't have all the answers. I'm only looking to be a blessing in my life to others so that they'll do the same, and that will keep progressing instead of the negativity.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you, sir. And I just have time for a couple more comments from other people. Anybody else like to add anything?
Yeah, Bob, I got one.
Okay, go ahead.
This thing about reincarnation can be discovered by each of us once you realize there's something in your life that you don't like. You might take a step in the direction to do the things that you're most afraid of or unwilling to do, and that opens doors. The guides will open those doors to show you the events that you're involved in that may lead you back to a previous life experience. And most of the things that people will learn as a result of this is that they do know more than they know now. They just haven't accessed that information. And they can bring it forward by stepping out of that comfort zone and getting into areas that most people are unwilling to go, like challenging your environment, whatever that might be.
Okay. Well, thank you, Mike. Well, I guess we're running out of time for the show, and I guess we'll end the show at this time. I'd like to end the show by everybody singing New You, You. So everybody unmute your phones, and we'll sing New You, You twice, and then we'll call it for the show for today. And one final comment I could make. Everything that I've talked about today is you can hear it from the source on YouTube. I did not put any information out in my program today that is readily available on YouTube. So if you want to do a search on YouTube, everything that I said about the real guides, the Ryans and all that, it's all on YouTube. Okay, who was that? Somebody wanted to say something? Okay, everybody, if everybody's ready, we'll sing New You, You. Okay, on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. New You, 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 You. New You, You. Well, thank you, everybody, for participating, and we'll see you at our next show. Thank you.
Thanks, Bob. Sandy.
Yep.
Thank you.